I normally save that for fat. He's not even here, Rui.
He's not even here. I haven't even been to see Mum and Dad yet. And
Still copping an alpaca.
I'm flying out tomorrow, so I thought I've got to get in and see the family.
I know.
And he's not here.
Not here. Amazing race. How would he go, do you reckon?
Slow.
But he's still there, though. So something
Is
is
he?
It must be his son. He must be carrying him.
Is there a market? Can you...
There will be.
There will
There
be.
will be a
Sure.
market.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
I've got an inside as well, so
you?
we can make some money.
Yeah, keep me in the loop.
I love it.
Joey Montagna was on the radio last night, I think the Midweek Rub, said that you had visited your mum for Mother's Day. Or
I
you were-
did. Yeah.
so you have visited.
Well, yeah.
You're a
I have.
mama's boy,
I have.
aren't you?
Oh, absolutely. Like from way back, Husey. From way back.
Are they desperate to get you back? Because when you say half a year, you're spending more than half a year in America, aren't you?
Well, now it's we're there. So
Full-time.
we're there full time, which is great. We're really enjoying it. Desperate to get me back, yes, but much more the grandkids.
Yes.
Yeah, which is hard. So I think any time you're away from your family, there's sort of that element of guilt and wanting to be around them. But this is about our family and what we're doing over there, and we're loving it. Like we're having an absolute blast.
Did they get on a plane and come to Texas?
They did last year.
Yeah, they would have loved it.
They came for three months last year.
Overstayed the welcome.
Me and the old man were punching on 2 days in. But no, it was great. They sort of did a week with us, and then they'd go to Graceland in Tennessee, and so they did the whole South touring around, which was brilliant. And we spent a month back here over Christmas, which was great, and then the kids are in school over there and having a great time.
Have your kids got an American twin?
James has gone full blown
How old is he?
American.
How old
He's
is he?
9.
And he's full blown American.
Full blown. Yeah, it's almost like he wants to fit in. So it's anything with an ER at the end of it. So instead of water, it's water. And every says it, and I just say, "What do you like? Say that again. Wash your mouth out. What are you doing?"
You've kept your Aussie accent though, haven't you? Or do you talk more American when you're there?
No, I talk more Aussie when I'm there.
Right,
You go even harder the other way because they absolutely love it. But a lot of the time they've just got absolutely no clue what I'm talking about. Like, "G'day mate, how you going?" I say, what did you just say? Yeah. We are extraordinarily lazy with the way we speak.
And fast, too.
Fast.
They've got a real twang, though, Texans.
They do.
It's different to a lot of American accents.
Well, it's its own place.
Yeah.
It's it's almost like its own little. It was its own country at one point in time, and they love the fact that they have that reputation. So, but big joint. We're in a big city, but we get out into the the countryside a lot, out to the ranch and spend a bit of time out there. And it's great. It's been an awesome experience.
You love the freedom, don't you? You don't want to be back in the nanny state of Victoria. Is that fair to say?
Well, we caught up earlier in the week, Hughes. I reckon I'd been back for about 2 hours, and the amount of people that were saying the joint's stuffed was absolutely unbelievable.
If about 4 years ago, our government said that their stated aim is to completely Victoria as quickly as possible, they couldn't, Rui, have achieved it any more comprehensively. So you're better off where you are.
I tell you what did get me, we were obviously not encouraging people to drive irresponsibly.
Yeah.
But when Dad picked me up and we were on the Tulla coming in and we were doing 80 kilometres an hour, I could not believe how slow that felt.
On a 5-lane freeway.
I could not believe how slow that felt after driving over there, where it's just an absolute free-for-all. I trod on a rattlesnake the other day.
Did you really?
Out at in bare feet.
No way.
Out at the ranch. Yeah. In the dark, was looking for a light switch outside to get some wood for the fire, and heard that look down, and it didn't get me. Otherwise, I would have been in a world of. But,
how did you react when you knew you were standing on a rattlesnake? Did you scream or did you go silent? What did you do?
Pooed.
Bloody wood.
Pooed them. Absolutely pooed them.
Because they got a nasty looking head on them.
Oh, yeah. And if they get you, you're in a bit of trouble. You're in a bit of trouble.
Now, what sort of time we got, Roberts?
We'll take a break and we'll come back.
We need to talk Saints and also the amazing business you're in the middle of.
More with Nick Riewoldt next on the Rush Hour, Triple M. JB and Husey, this is Triple M's Rush Hour. Nick Riewoldt's been lucky enough for us, JB, to stick around for another break before he flies home to Texas.
So I am a card-carrying member of the Ross Lyon fan club.
Yes.
He was amazing to my nephew when he went over as a baby to play for the Fremantle Dockers. Really took him in and looked after him brilliantly. Then he came and worked for us here and was superb with Triple M. So when he came back to the Saints last year and they played in the final, I'm not surprised. I'm bloody happy for Ross, and the Saints are up and about. What the hell's happened since then?
Yeah, I mean, I think to start with, they've lost a lot of close games. So, you know, that we spoke about that year where Collingwood, they just won all their close games, and, you know, is that repeatable? So, you know, you pinch a couple of those and it's a little bit different. But, yeah, look, I don't think they've had the pop this year that a lot of people expected them to, because a lot of that organic growth comes from your young players. So, you know, I think it's somewhere between disappointing and maybe water finding its own level a little bit,
right,
where your best players are probably your young players, where you're gonna ride a little bit of form fluctuation. But yeah, I mean, they'd love to have won some more games, and I think to date, you know, you would be fair in categorising it as a disappointing season.
Now, when Ross first came back, he looked like he had you obviously know him personally and you're great friends with him, but when he came back to coaching, he looked like he had a good attitude about it, like he was going to have fun with it.
Yeah.
Is that still happening for him?
Well,
or not?
I caught up with a few of the boys the other night, and Ross has been very cuddly and light, and I said to BJ, how long until he snaps?
Because he's on the staff.
And he said, "Oh no, it's happened.
He's already
gone." So he's, but I mean, he's doing it. It's amazing to see the transition, isn't it? From 10 years ago when he was coaching in his first go round at St Kilda, and now, and how just personable he is after spending some time in the media. So I think you build up an affinity for it and you understand it more.
And he's funny. He's so funny.
Oh, he's very witty.
Yes.
Very, very dry, very witty. So I think he's done a good job to keep that demeanour, at least externally facing. But I think internally it's probably ratcheted up a notch or two.
Oh, what about which I didn't see until we played it last night on Talking Footy. In the presser afterwards, he just turned around and said, "What's the saying? Shit happens." The boss gags out.
See, that would never have happened.
No.
Ever.
But he's a natural. You look to him for laughs.
He is. Well, he fit in very well in the Triple M family, didn't he, when he was calling
amazing.
the games?
Yeah. Yep, we loved him.
Now, your time is valuable because you are part of a company that's good. Is it possibly $1 billion company, or it already is $1 billion company?
No, it's not a $1 billion company. That would be nice, Hughesy. The company's called PMY, and I've spoken about it before. So, a guy called Paul Yeomans, Melbourne guy, started it about 15 years ago. A couple of us are involved. Myself, Matthew Pavlich is a long mate of Paul's. He's involved too, and a number of other sort of prominent Melbourne people. But I mean, essentially it's a technology solutions business. So we work with, all the major venues and events around the world to deliver end-to-end technology solutions. So everything sort of from developing, if you're building a new stadium, for example, in Hobart, what your technology strategy would be for the venue to improve fan experience, operational efficiencies, better commercial returns through technology. And then you take it end to end. So you help design the tech stack that integrates within the stadium. You help procure the technology, deploy it, operate it, commercialise it. We're doing some really exciting stuff. So there's the T20 World Cup this year, for example, is going to be in the West Indies. They're playing 11 games in the US. There aren't cricket stadiums in the US. So we're contributing to the build of a for-purpose 40,000-seat pop-up cricket stadium in New York. 40,000 pop-up. So the day after the tournament is finished, it's all temporary infrastructure. Yep. It's all coming down. And
it's nuts, isn't it?
It is, and I'm glad you're talking about it because I actually talked about this on air the other day when you told me off air. So
right.
I'm glad it is positive. So it is huge.
It's huge, yeah. So, I mean, for that one in particular, India are playing Pakistan at the venue. It's 40,000
you'll
seats.
fill it.
Well, there are 7 million people on the wait list for tickets. 7 million.
I already said that.
Well, yeah. We'll have to get you on the books, Hughesy. You're a great advocate.
Can people invest in this company or not? Is it private or what are you doing?
It's currently private, yeah. But, yeah, look, it's
Eventually
You've got
exciting.
enough money, Hughesy. You're right.
It's exciting.
Yeah. That is good, and that's taken up how much of your time?
I'm full-time.
Yeah,
so I'm full-time in the business. So
It's partly why you came back here, isn't it?
Well, obviously there's a bit happening in Tasmania at the moment.
Have you got the business down there? Have you guys got it already, or you're working on getting the business
we're working on it.
All right.
We're working on it, yeah. There's been a bit of movement last week with, I think, Cox Architects getting signed off as the architect. So we typically partner with architects on those RFPs. So, It's great. I mean, opening an office in Houston's been really good. We got probably 150 boots on the ground now in the US, and it's different. I'll tell you, it's different. Like sitting at a desk. Like Kath, my wife, jokes that it's first time I've had a real job in my life. So I get home and I'm stiff and I'm sore from sitting in a bloody chair all day. So welcome to the real world. But it's been very liberating. I mean, I still obviously keep a really close eye on the footy, and I miss it. Yep. And I miss home, but getting to do some pretty cool stuff over there.
It's going to pay a bit more than Foxtel, I reckon. Is it going to pay a bit more than Foxtel?
I don't know.
Well, the end game, maybe, yes.
Rui still talks footy, by the way, on the Listener app every Tuesday with his good mate Joey on the Footy Talk podcast.
So to do that, you've got to be watching, yeah? What time in Texas are the games?
Well,
or do you just turn
day
them
games are generally hard to watch.
Yep.
They start sort of around midnight, but quite often, the Thursday night games, for example, are great because I get up in the morning and which would be a Wednesday. Thursday night would be a Thursday morning for us, and get up and watch the footy. Same with Friday night games. It was a Friday morning for us, and the boys get up as well and watch cool. the last quarter and a half before they go off to school. So we're still getting our fix, and
do the locals in Texas know that you're a big deal? I mean, at all?
No clue.
There's no clue.
No clue.
Does every now and again Australian come up to you and ask for a photo because they recognise you?
Well, there are quite a few Australians in Houston because of it's a huge oil and gas town. So people working either for sort of Shell or BP or one of the oil and gas or commodities companies. So occasionally you get it, and it puff the chest out. It does feel good, It does feel good. But yeah, look, it's my boy just finished the Pee Wee 7 baseball season and won the title, which was awesome. It was a lot of fun. So we're just fully immersed now in the American sports, and I'm battling. I'm trying really, really hard to keep them on the footy path, but at the moment it's all baseball for them.
My wife's son plays baseball, and most of the people at Sandy, the Royals, I think they're called, are all American.
Yeah,
and so when you go and watch them, they're the most positive people. They're like, come on, Braden, you got this. You got this. And I'm like, these people are so nice.
Oh, yeah. It's on another level. Like kids' sport over there. So Will's 7 and they just finished their season. I mean, he, as a 7, they had a draft. I think I've spoken about this before. So all the kids go, they have the tryout day for the league, and then
There's a draft for 7-year-olds.
7, yeah. So they have a draft, and so that's how they try to keep the teams fair. And we had the national anthem before the games. For his final, the game was live streamed. So Mum and Dad here were in the afternoon being able to live stream it and watch it live while he's playing a baseball game in Houston.
He won the title. Where did he get drafted? Did he get drafted high? You? Was he one?
He was an early pick. He's quite big and he hits the ball pretty hard, so he went all right.
Rui, great to see you, mate. You don't come around often enough for our likings, but when you do, it's brilliant to see you.
The Australian coverage misses this guy, doesn't it? He's a brilliant commentator on footy, so it's a big loss.
It is, but you'll come back.
I'll be back.
I'll
be back.
Nick Riewoldt on the Rush Hour. By the way, you can hear him every Tuesday with Joey on Footy Talk on the Listener app.